Hello, my name is Nash. I am an intuitive channel. I also do spiritual coaching. And I can do this over the phone as well, because energy is energy, and we can tap into the essence of our vibration anywhere. So what I'd like to talk about today is the mass consciousness, part 2, if you will, and the non-verbal communication aspect. We have a 4-body system that we live in, and we communicate through that venue all the time. And we get our first impressions that way as well. And all of us do this, and lots of times we don't pay attention to that, or we don't realize that's how we communicate. And it is through facial expressions, it is through body language, and that's how we communicate with one another. For example, if you were at a grocery store and you were waiting in line at the deli, and you were around people who were impatient, you would feel their impatience. You could sense their energy. It doesn't take much, and that is how we go back and forth with one another through this non-verbal communication. And it also adds to the collective whole, which goes to the mass consciousness. And by doing that, we get into each other's field, if you will, our auric field. That's where, people say they can read auras and colors, and that's where it goes. My energy will go into yours, non-verbally, because we're energy beings, as your energy would go into mine. And we can take on attributes of the other person's energy. Be at the grocery store, when you're around somebody who's aggravated because they're waiting in line, or they're trying to get something off the shelf and other people are in their way, and you feel their energy and it gets into your energy, and now you're aggravated and you don't know why. That's because it's not yours, it belongs to the other person, and you took on their energy. And a good way to work with that and to release that is to first recognize that that's happening. Because if you don't recognize that, you're adding to the collective whole. Because now, not only is that person agitated because they can't get to their thing on the shelf that they want, they pass it on to you. Now you pass it on to somebody else who is behind you waiting, at the grocery line or what have you. So the first part is to recognize that that you're irritated. And the second part is to clear it out of your auric field. And how can you do that? You can do that through visualization. You can use the color violet or the color hot pink, and you can imagine this color. And just imagine the color hot pink, for instance, and just putting it around you physically, and then maybe extending it into a bubble. Like if you were blowing a piece of bubble gum and you're making this big, huge pink bubble, and you put this around you, and that can help move the energy, because it's vibration, which you're a light being, you're a vibration, and so you want to release that vibration by extending it out from you, as we talked about that 4-body system, which is your etheric energy, your emotional energy, your mental energy, and then your spiritual energy. And so another way that you can release this is through thinking to reject somebody's negativity and give it back to them in light and love. And because if it's not yours, it will go back to them, because that's their energy. They own it, not you. So if you reject it, you're saying, I no longer want to carry your vibration in my field. I am giving it back to you in light and love. And this way they get it back in purity, as it should be. And this is how you can add to the collective whole, because you're helping them out as well. Instead of getting irritated with somebody because they're in your field, you're giving them light. You're giving them the joy back through their pure energy. So this is how we add to the mass consciousness through non-verbal communication. So thank you for joining me, and until next time.